Welcome all. On behalf of Nikhil Bharat, Council for Massive Open Online Course, we are going to welcome all of our students to our MOOCs program. Today, we are going to cover the topic Introduction to Python Programming as part of our curriculum. Day 1 will be completely focused on essential of Python programming. How to start, varieties of way of using Python in your machines. It can be Linux, it can be Mac, it can be Windows system. But on behalf of Endlessly Modes team, we would like to request, please try to use Google Collaboratory as much as possible. That will not damage your system. Parallelly, you will get one cloud infrastructure where there is one autosave options and huge RAM is available to perform your desired tasking without installing any base machine software. How to start with this? Just open your Google terminal and just type Google Colab. If you can click on it, we will get the first link, that is colab.research.google.com. If you can click on it, then you will get this type of window. And in this type of window, there is an options, that is new notebook. If you can click on new notebook, it will provide you one empty space where you can perform your all desired tasking. And it's very easy, and anybody can get access. And after clicking on this page, you maybe get the white color window because we are using the official use versions. That's why our color is black, and if you wish, you can change your color theme also. Everything remain unchanged except the color. All functionalities and features will be available as per the entire program. There is an options you can see, that is connect. If you can just click on it, then it will start doing connect to the Google instance, and it will take just few seconds of time to get access, and your instance will be fully operational in all aspects. After connecting, if you can place your mouse here, you can see by default Google providing you 12 GB of RAM, parallelly 100 GB plus storage for your internal and development work. So how to use this particular programming? In this case, today we have to cover the topic, that is essential of Python programming. So we are taking the name chapter 1, essential of Python programming. Every programming language is very important to learn this based on their syntax. Same thing applicable for your Python. But difference between all other programming languages is that Python is easy to learn, less complexity in coding, that anybody can understand this particular language quite easily. IT guys as well as non-IT guys, anybody can learn this programming language within few days. That is very easy. Let's start with basics of Python. If you think about a normal programming language, what is the main point came to your mind? We are discussing today's session, that is data types in Python. If you think about the data types, first I can say numbers, then string, then print function or print format, then you can say list, then dictionaries, then tuples, then sets, booleans, etc. All these are the base data types concept in a programming language. Let's start with some numbers. Python has two basic number types. Like other programming language, Python also maintaining the same tradition. So I'm writing here Python has two basic number types. You know the famous two number types, integer and float. Let's try with some very basic mathematical operations. What is the very basic mathematical operations? Addition, division, multiplication, subtraction. So how to do the addition? First, addition. Assume I would like to add two numbers, like 2 plus 4. 2 plus 4. How to execute the code? There is an options that will tell us to run the code, that is run shell. Otherwise, to execute the code, you have to use the keyword that is control enter. To execute the code, please use control plus enter. So if you try to do this with this particular addition tab, that is 6. There is no coding complexity. Automatically you can run. There is very easy syntax. So this is the part of addition. What about subtraction? So we are taking subtraction. Like I would like to say 4 minus 3. Then execute directly. That is 1. So what about multiplication? Multiplication can be performed with the help of asterisk. Okay. In case of Python, if you try to run multiplication, then you have to use asterisk like 5 star 5. Let's run it. That is 25. Very easy. What about division? We can divide them with a forward slash. So in case of division, just take a note here. In case of division, we have to use forward slash in between integer or float. So how to execute this? I would like to use 5 by 2. So you will get the desired output, that is 2.5. Very simple. Now, can we compute the power of some number? So my next challenge is that using Python, can we compute the power of some number? Answer will be yes. In this case, we have to use double asterisk. So let's try with one example. Power of some number like 5 star star 3. Then what is the main reason behind that? 5 star 5 star 5. Got it? In case of normal star, you are getting multiplications. But if you try to get compute the power of some number, then you have to use these two double asterisks. Okay? Is it all of clear to all of you? Now, Python follow the order of arithmetic operation. Give some example. Python follow the order of arithmetic operations. Example. How to execute this? Like 1 plus 2 star 3 by 4. Then this is a part of the arithmetic equation. Even this practice can be done. This practice can be done with the help of parenthesis. Also, like this. This bracket can be used. This parenthesis can be used. Let's prepare an equation for it. 1 plus 2 double star 5 star 6. So I would like to deliver the sessions like Python can operate arithmetic equations in association with parenthesis approach. Yes or no? You are getting the output now. Another mathematical concept we left behind, that is modulus. How to use this modulus operation? So let's take a small note about this. Mod or modulus operation is a percentage sign, okay, in Python. So in case of modulus operations in Python, you have to use this percentage sign. So what about the two condition? If mod returns 0, the number is even. If mod returns 1, the number is odd. So let's try to prove. We are taking two numbers, 6 percentage 2. We know we will get 0. In case of 7 percentage 2, we will get 1, that is odd number. Now, at many occasions, we pick a variable with some name and assign object or data type to that variable. We can do this in Python using equal sign operator. So our next part is that is our part 2, assign variable in Python. What about the small notes? At many occasion, we pick a variable with some name and assign object or a data type to that variable. We can do this in Python using equal sign operator. Okay, so if you try to use any variable assignment in Python, you have to use this equal sign operator. Fine. So let's take some example. I am taking one variable, x equal to 5 and y equal to 6. My variable assignment done. Sweet and simple steps, no complexity available in case of Python. So x equal to 5 and y equal to 6 automatically done. Now, if you try to do something like z equal to x plus y. So what is the output for z? That is 11. So it's very easy. Not only that, we can perform arithmetic operations using this created variable too. Already we did it in line number 45. So variable assignment as well as arithmetic operation. So in this case, what is an example for line number 45? That we can perform arithmetic operations using this newly created variable. Hopefully, is it all of you are getting how to work with Python? It's so easy. We can reassign value to a variable. Next part, I'm going to show you we can reassign value to a variable. Example, what is my value of x? 5. Now I am going to modify x equal to x plus x. What is my updated x? That is 10. Now if you try to run line number 45 once again, that is z equal to x plus y, then what will be the updated value of z? That is 16, because y remain unchanged, x is updated properly. So this can be done. This is the good practice. Not only that, you can do one operations much more bigger way. This is common practice to use a variable with multiple names. Example, name of a variable equal to 99. So name of variable that is 99. So like this way, instead of XYZ, you can use line number 48 also. But there is some golden rules. Before going to choose any variable name, there are some golden rules. So what is the golden rule? So our next option is that variable as name selection golden rules. First one. Look at these options very carefully, sir. Cannot be started with any special character. Option number 2, cannot be started with any number. Option number 3, cannot be started with any reserve keyword. Another main point, that is variable case sensitive. Okay, variable names are case sensitive. So let me prove one by one. First point, cannot be started with any special character. I am taking one special character dollar variable equal to 99. So if you try to run it, dollar variable, invalid syntax. So variable name cannot be started with any special character. What about number point? 99 variable equal to 100. So 99 variable, same, you are getting error in this case also. What about the reserve keyword? I would like to use a reserve keyword, that is class equal to dog. If you try to run it, then you will get error 2. But always remember, you can use reserve keyword with some combinations of suffix and prefix. Now, line number 51 is providing you error. I would like to use the class with some additional in different aspects, like new class equal to test in new class. So reserve keyword can be used with combinations of suffix and prefix. Is it okay with you guys? Now, in normal case, this is my part 3. Okay, part 3, Boolean operation. Two famous keyword, true equal to 1, false equal to 0. Your Python can understand these quite easily if you type normal true and if you type false. Always remember, T and F will be in caps. Okay, let's try to run it. True means true, false means false. Let me explain in a different style. So if you type true plus true, basically you are doing operations this one. 2, 1 plus 1, you are doing true plus true. In case of false, if you try to run the same operations as it is, line number 55, that is false. You are doing 0 plus 0. Now, if you try to do this, true plus false, that is 1 plus 0. Now see, that is 1. So this is the very basic Python operations with some mathematical aspects. In later program, we will cover how to operate string in Python. That is also important for all of us. Throughout the journey, we have to use string in number of cases. So I will share my assignment to all of you. Please complete it, and end of the assignment, please submit it. And how to submit it, you will get the official instructions because it's containing some credit point also. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.